Welcome to the latest AMA session of STOKR. The STO of Advanced Robotics went live on 12th of October. And today we are fortunate to have all the founding team as well as few of the angel investors who believed in this project. Today we have with us Andreas, the CEO of Advanced Robotics. We have with us Teodor, the CTO of the Advanced Robotics, and we have two of the angel investors, Gabriel and Anton, with us today. Andreas, I would like to start first with you. If you can introduce for the audience about your background, what made you join or start Advanced Robotics, and give us some information, that would be great.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much, Arnab, for the invitation and for this M&A. We are proud that we started yesterday as the first company in Romania that makes tokenization for investors. So we started 2 years ago. We have some friends that gathered and wanted to make a tech company. We started with a service roboter. As industries, we came from different industries. Myself came from sales. I have more than 16 years experience in sales. Teodor, for example, comes from television and radio. We have software engineers, marketing guys, project managers, and we wanted to make a company that automates businesses and make a different approach to the client. This is how we started. We met after a time Gabriel. We shared with him our plans and and make him a proposal, and he accepted to join us in this journey and invest in us. After a while, we decided to make a more scalable and our self product. This is Mercurio, so it's more easy to scale this product, more user friendly, and it has a lot of options that couldn't have been on a normal robot.
Okay, thanks, Andreas. I think, as you mentioned already, the Mercurio is kind of conversational AI, and that means that tech is most one of the core features. And Teodor, would like to know more about you and what made you join the team.
Hello, thanks for the invitation also. As Andreas already told you, I came from a different industry. I came from television. I have a background of 16 years in technical departments in television and radio. Advanced Robotics was a challenge for me, and this project, I think it's one of our babies, and at this moment I coordinate the entire technical departments of Advanced Robotics, and together we do things and make things happen.
Perfect. Gabriel and Anton both. So yeah, it's always good, exciting to see what makes an angel investor join such an interesting projects.
Yes. Hi, Arnab. Thank you also for the invitation. Yes, it's quite funny in my case because I'm coming actually from tangibles, from real estate development. This is where I made my money from. When we are working also in Romania and making their residential projects. And when I met Andreas and his team, I was impressed by the idea to automate business processes. In the first case, it was interesting for me because one of the directions was real estate automation. So the automation of hotels, apart hotels, to make the whole process seamless from check-in to upselling opportunities within the apartment, some smart home applications, and everything combined with this conversational AI. We see all the lack of stuff that we feel very painful today that there are not enough people, and costs are running also away. So from this point of view, I was impressed by the idea to automate processes, and yes, I'm now very happy to be here because it was I joined this project from the scratch when it was nothing. It was just an idea. Now we have a lot of things. A lot of things are done. I think Andreas and Theo will tell more about the product itself. But I see that in these 2 years, a lot of things has been accomplished. So I'm happy to be one of those who supported it, and now I'm happy to see that other people will also join us, and maybe Anton is one of those who also believed in the idea. So maybe Anton, you will tell something about your reasons.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me here. My background is finance, maybe a little bit boring, yeah, but that's my life. So I invest in things which might benefit later. And I like the industry itself. So I've been following the robotics industry and blockchain industries for a while, already for several years. And I see how it evolves. Yeah, that's really fascinating. And there are two trends which I see now. The first one is robots. And robots, they are like humans now. They're friendly, they interact like ourselves, not perfectly, but still that's a massive progress so far. And the second trend is raising costs of salaries and employment here in Europe. So I saw the trend, and it's only raising every year. And sooner or later, businessmen will face this problem of either paying more or getting more efficient way of conducting business. And advanced robotics, it's one of these beautiful ways to solve this issue, to solve this problem. So when you have an employee which doesn't request much, yeah, I met the team, so I'm not an early investor as Gabriel, so I came later, but I like the product, so I touched it, I used it, I talked to this gadget. You can see it from Andreas' background here. And
we also had an interview together.
Yeah, so we met an interview, and I joined the team. So I liked everything about it. I see huge potential. Recently, I invested in one project startup from robotics, which does similar things, but from the other side. And actually, this project gained already 150% for the investment. And Advanced Robotics, it's a micro-cap company now, but I see this influence of new ideas, of people coming, of companies joining, selling the items. And I believe that this micro-cap can be mid-cap in several years. That's why I'm really fascinated to join the project.
When I may also add, one of the things that I like very much is when we are talking about Romania itself, because this was for me one reason being in Romania. I saw a lot of potential of young and gifted software engineers, and may I say this word because we compare it with the Western world in a more affordable way. So the costs for software development in Romania are lower than in Western Europe. So I think I see here the potential, because definitely Advanced Robotics is going to test the product in Romania, which is very friendly to new products. But I think the target markets are the German-speaking countries, where the costs are higher and where the human resources are less available. So from this point of view, here I see the huge potential of the company to have HR from Eastern Europe, because they're also approaching Russian, Ukrainian, and other Eastern European developers. But also this huge potential and let's say the good relation to the German-speaking countries. Kronstadt, Brasov, where the company is from, is actually a quite German-rooted city with a lot of people who are speaking German, which is very helpful for the target markets I mentioned.
Yes, and for now, nowadays, Brasov is the main capital of tourism in Romania. This is also something that we explore, and why we decided to make the hospitality Mercurio and develop it.
I think, like coming to this point, as Andreas you mentioned, I think maybe people a little bit can be confused by what is Mercury and what is advanced robotics, right? If you can somebody explain that, what is the difference and how these two things operate? Yeah.
So, Advanced Robotics is the company, and Mercurio is our product that you see in my background. So, it is embedded in for now as a kiosk, and you can interact directly with it or through the telepresence with a consultant. So, company and the product. This is the difference between.
Okay. So in this case, the product is the Mercurio. Now that means can in future advanced robotics has more kind of similar products like Mercurio. So can we say this Mercurio is just first flagship product and future
Yes,
there may be some more other products, right?
yes, but this will be definitely the main product.
Okay. Now coming to this, I think as we are now into the industry of conversational AI, which is expected to grow quite a lot, as I think Gabriel also mentioned, and we also saw post-COVID, the demand of automation also increased. What are the use cases? Like I think that this can be very interesting for a lot of people willing to learn about advanced robotics is to understand where Mercurio can be used, and if you can give one or two kind of examples that you're currently working on real-time basis, that will be really helpful.
Yes, so we are for now working because there is a lack of staff in every industry. We can say that an industry has enough people to work with. So we developed our business automation in two directions. One of it is retail, and the second one is hospitality. So in retail, it can be used as an assistant or a shop in shop, a pop-up shop, for example. We are using this product for MobExpert. MobExpert is in Romania one of the biggest retailers of furniture. It has over 35 outlets in Romania and a turnover of over 200 million. So we use our Mercurio product in their shops, and after that we came out of the shop and made it a pop-up shop where clients can buy directly the products from MobExpert, receive consultants about the products, and even pay or order the products. On the other hand, there is hospitality, like Gabriel mentioned, not only for hotels and Horeca, also for real estate. We make an automated check-in and check-out. We can have upsells or cross sales, so you can interact with Mercurio and buy products from it, get consultants about it, make raise a booking for a table or a concert. You receive analytics that's very important for retail and also for hospitality. We have an ID pass, so it can directly scan. So you are also reliable for the law. It is fully GDPR compliant because our team made a very nice application that can process the data without stalking it. So Teodor can tell you more about this.
We have installed a very sophisticated GDPR compliant data mining system that anonymously tracks customers' data, so businesses will understand the age, sex, and preferences of their customers, deliver on a comfortable dashboard, and export option to CMR software for their business.
I think like coming to the tech part, as Teodor, you're already discussing, you're using artificial intelligence methods, right? Are you also using deep learning at the moment and NLP systems at the moment to provide the best experience for your customers?
We are using an NLP system. Deep learning will be in our future, so it's on our roadmap of development. But at this moment, NLP and of course an AI that provides customers better interaction and a good product to increase the value of your business.
And at the moment, I think globally, also in Europe, we see there some people are skeptic about AI and those kind of technologies. How advanced robotics is currently trying to address the balance between the too intrusion of the AIs into daily affairs. As you mentioned, GDPR is one aspect, but what are the other things that you see that advanced robotics Mercurio platform will not create that much conflict between the AI over usage in simple sense?
And I can answer to this because I was also very skeptical, and people are normally saying that robots and AI will take our jobs away.
Yes.
I don't agree with this point of view because the past showed us that new technology creates new jobs, and we know this. And especially Mercurio, I see more than enhancing customer experience. I think you know yourself, if you are coming to a shop, you'll get frustrated nowadays because you won't find assistants. You will just look around and nobody there, and this creates frustration, and it will move you away from retail, from offline, and go to online. This is the trend we see nowadays because people are just frustrated about the poor interaction, the poor assistance that you get from the retail, from the offline retail. I think Mercurio allows businesses to offer repetitive assistance very easily, and the human assistance, they remain quite important. And I think one of the things that Andreas didn't mention, and I like it very much, it's the telepresence function that you have. So you can, anytime you can switch a human assistant in the conversation, which I think is very important because I don't think and I don't hope that humans can be replaced by artificial intelligence. So humans are very important for the interaction, but I think the repetitive things, the things that are annoying and take a lot of times for the human assistance, that can be replaced by such technology. And I think at the end of the day, everyone will have an advantage out of it. The businesses, because the costs are lower, the employees itself, because they can focus on their clients, and of course the customer, because he gets a better impression, more information about the product. So I think it's a win-win situation in this case. So I wouldn't say that I don't see any issues about this technology could make harm something to society.
So what I wanted to add to what Gabriel mentioned before is the user interface. So it's very, very easy and user friendly. So this is the feedback directly from the clients that are using in shops our product, because we had the background with robots and we understand the needs of our clients and how to make the conversation flow very easy and nice to interact with. So this is a very good point of us, and the telepresence is very catching, as Gabriel mentioned before. It's an application developed by us. You can have all with us. So this is also a matter of HR. Yes, so you can have one employee that can manage a store from Romania, from Germany, or from France in the same time.
Right now, a lot of websites, let's say you're using a fintech website, you're using kind of a e-retail shop, everybody has a chatbot, right? As Gabriel mentioned, people ask very simple, basic question, but on repetitive basis. on STOKR also, we see a lot of those repetitive questions coming at the moment. So we have the chatbots that are kind of embedded on your browser, like that are embedded on different websites. When you access via browser, you see the chatbots. So Mercurio is kind of that chatbot, but on the real-time basis. When you're going to a shop, you're going to a shopping mall, you're going to kind of a parking spot or something, instead of a chatbot on your browser, you interact with the chatbot of Mercurio, right?
Exactly, and it's not a chatbot because you also have this called chit chat. So it's not a question. You are getting real advice and consultancy from this one, and you can buy directly and configure your product. So it's more than a chatbot. It is voice interactive. So our avatar is with a lip sync, and you see exactly how the face and the lips are moving, and it's more a sensation than human to human. It's not that you are interacting with a robot. The avatar can be changed and personalized from client to client. For now, we have a female, but we can also have a male. We can dress him however you want to and change his haircut. Whatever the client's needs for customization.
Perfect.
And what I think is very important is what you mentioned before, that a lot of hardware components like e-keys, like ID scanner, everything can be introduced and combined with this conversational AI. I think this is one of the points that it was interesting for us from a real estate industry, as I mentioned it before. This is really cool because if it comes to automation, nowadays you'll find only pieces. So somebody is offering you conversational AI, somebody is offering you this e-key management, but the problem is it's not seamless. It's different systems, and you have the problems of different interfaces, and of course this causes problems for businesses. It's not easy to handle. What I like in advanced robotics is that you have one partner. They are carrying the customization. They are taking care about the customization of the system and of this automation process itself for the whole business. I think this is the decisive point. Yes, Andreas.
Yes. So we provide the full service.
So at the moment, I think which I understand is the entire value proposition of Mercury or advanced robotics is you are saving the cost, right? So the challenging aspect is to show your customers who are implementing that is where are the cost savings, how you're addressing that, how you are showing that where in which part, which costs are being saved for those customers.
So there is a cost reduction of if you are using the product, but there is also a better and enhancing experience. So if
Andreas,
yes,
I think it's very important to mention the figures because this was for me extremely interesting. So when I made a calculation for myself, I saw up to 50% cost reductions in HR. Because it costs 200-300 euros per month to lease Mercurio, and if you compare it with the human employees and you see the effectivity of the Mercurio can be used 365/24. I think it's obvious that this is one of the major points that I liked, and I made a calculation for our business, and it was quite amazing how much we can save. So I think you are a little bit modest with the figures, but I think this is the main edge what I see at the moment, that there are really massive cost reductions in HR costs, and not only direct HR costs. I think training, which it's very difficult nowadays, and all this stuff. I think this also has to be mentioned.
Yeah, and one more thing I should add, because I've studied a lot of products, and what I like about Mercurio, imagine I have business and I have, let's say, 20 branches, different branches, and I set up this Mercurio just once. So I do this, I do this human presence as I like. So I say, picture myself, the voice, everything, and then I have a perfect employee, and I set this employee in all my branches. And a person comes
to
buy.
Employee.
Yeah, the same employee. A person comes to this branch or to another branch, and he sees always the same person. And that goes very well when he comes frequently to the shop. Let's say I have this Mercurio for 3 years. And now my customers, my loyal customers know Mercurio and they communicate easily. And that makes this enhancement of presence friendly. And I think this huge advantage of exactly Mercurio and advanced robotics in this regard. So I haven't seen this solution elsewhere.
It's a very interesting point, actually, Anton, because this is, I think, the idea of having uniforms in a lot of jobs, right? If in German supermarkets like Aldi and those things, you have a specific dress code to look like when you're in the same shop, same design, same structure, but also people wearing the same outfit. And I think this idea of familiarity is very important, right?
Absolutely. And imagine a good employee and this employee has a bad day. That happens, yeah. That could be family stuff or some traffic jams. And that could actually put a negative effect on your income, on your revenues. And Mercurio, it's always friendly. It's not, it can't be tired. It's smiling, and this part I like most of all.
And think about it, and this is a task for us in the future. How you would feel if you come in a store and Mercurio will greet you, "Hello, Arnab," because he knows it's the third time you are coming there. So this will be on our road map also in the future.
So I think what you mentioned, Andreas, is the improving in experience, right? So you are getting a better experience that will increase the churn rate, as in software industry you call what is the customer retention, the churn rate, and those things. So this also what you're adding. So it's not only the cost that you're saving, but you're also kind of increasing more interaction. That means increasing the value or the revenue projection also. Yeah.
Yes, and I think it's very important to see that a normal human employee cannot display multimedia. Mercurio can. So it's also a digital signature that you have in the background. So for example, if the client wants to, you will see a company video or a product video. So it's it's easier because maybe if you are going to MediaMarkt and looking for something, sometimes I'm asking, can you tell me some product details? I don't know how many gigabyte it says, and they are normally looking into the internet. And it takes some time. Mercurio has it already because all products, so the whole database can be introduced into the system. So you immediately can display the product, maybe with a small product presentation. So you have it much quicker, much easier. And I think this is one of the things that it's also important to mention. And the second, to my opinion, Theo started with this stuff, and they are working. I think they are also very modest, but deep learning, I think this is the point. I think technology is now running so quick. I think that in 3-4 years we will see a completely different deep learning ecosystem with abilities that we cannot think about today. And then it will be even much more autonomous, will be much better service, and the conversation will be like even more like with human beings.
And what is also interesting and very last time consuming, what we're saying about videos and campaign. So imagine, for example, a marketing campaign that should be launched at the same time in 2 countries. You have to train it to put the material, to send it, to focus on that. This can be made for just one person of the marketing department at one click away, and it deploys to all Mercurios in the stores.
Yeah, I think like a lot of fascinating things are happening because I think after COVID, we also realized that this human interactions have to be limited, right? In Germany right now, when you go to the shops, you still have the shield, the masks and everything. And anyways, you don't see people's face, right? You see just few eyes and just a mask, right? And we don't
If
know
you
how
want, we
long.
can put a mask also on on our avatar. No problem.
Maybe at some day the governments will decide that, and we have to do it to make people think that mask is a normal, but we don't know. Yeah, it's
We will do this in telehealth next year.
Yes, the human physiognomy, it's already changing with the mask.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think like now coming to the discussion where I think we are in a very, I would say, fascinating conversation about where this market is growing. But also what I understand is you have already achieved, you got some big names with you as a customer. One is Sony Center, one is Momo Expert, and I think there are a few also in pipeline. If you can share some more experiences on working maybe with one of your current customer and like what you learned, how do you think this relationship will evolve, and a little bit more understanding, that will be really helpful.
Yes, so taking for example Mobile Expert, and after that I will tell you about the project that we have now in hospitality and our future project that will be in November. So we learn a lot from the project with Mobile Expert of the needs of the client, how to interact with it. It was a very good experience for our software team to interconnect the database and the Shopify system of Mobile Expert in order to take orders and to make payments directly to our device. It is a very nice user experience, so he doesn't the client doesn't have to go and pay in the product in another place. He makes directly the order at our display. Regarding the other product that is an apart hotel in Brasov, that for that we make the automated check-in and check-out process, the booking system for different services. So we created the upselling and the cross selling for our client. And what is also very important is the guide. And so he can share with you what to do in the city. This operation with directly with eKey. So you receive the code directly from Mercurio, and you can open the door either with an eKey or with an pass, because we have a card dispenser if the room is without eKey. So we develop these two important applications. We have an intelligent scanner, an ID scanner, so the receptionist doesn't have to take the documents from the guest. And what I was telling you about the project, we will be partner in a project in November. It's the East European Conference for airports in Romania. It will be held here in Brasov, because we will open the airport, the international airport, next year. And we will try to discuss with every major airport from Europe to collaborate with him and have the Mercurio also in airports.
So I think you are getting quite some interesting attention in the market, right? So that it's always good and exciting for, kind of early stage companies to get this kind of traction. So that's good. Congrats actually for the entire team for getting this attention.
Are you allowed to say something about Dacia? Because I know that you are in discussions also with the Romanian car maker.
Yes, we are also in discussion with Dacia, and we hope we will start the project with them at the end of this year.
Perfect. So you have a fascinating 2021. That's always good to hear. So now coming to the STO, I think as we are closing to our time, the STO, I think the first question is STO, the security token, is not something very common. And what made you think that this kind of investment opportunities can help Advanced Robotics and Mercurio in future?
it was actually me that I pushed for this idea because I tell it very openly. I was the first investor, and we have been approached by a lot of venture capital firms, but I didn't like the idea to share to give shares away on a evaluation that um, it's not very clear. It was very difficult to explain investors, and even nowadays it's not so easy to do this. I think this makes it very interesting to fractionize the risk, to go to a lot of investors through token, and to offer the model that is offered now. It's a profit sharing model. It's a debt model. And from this point of view, I like the idea of token. I think this is the future of investment, definitely, without middleman, without anyone between. And I think from my side, it was I pushed, and Andreas and Anton supported me, and we made it together with you. Thank you very much also for your support in this. It was also my first experience in token offerings. So I think this is definitely the future of investing. There's no doubt about it.
And I think the interesting part is also the instrument is quite innovative that we structured, right? It's not so common. And I think this question may be for Anton, because I think you are much more in the finance person. If you can explain, how the instrument works, how the profit sharing of this advanced robotic works, I think that will help a lot of the listeners of this.
What I like about the token gives you some financial rights to participate in future profits. So you get a part of future profit, which is uncommon for the industry. And what's the most exciting thing is you can get multiples on your investments. Imagine if a VC, an investor comes and buys Advanced Robotics, so you can get from 50% to 500% on your investments in future years. So the token gives you this right, let's say, an option to get something more than just profit participation, and that's which I haven't seen so far in this industry.
I would like to mention is what's for me amazing from my point of view is that people can join such an offering. It's actually a kind of private placement as a loan, of course, but it's a private placement without investing a hell of a money. It's not like me. I had to spend much more as an angel investor in this kind, but people can start with 100 euros. Of course, I think 10,000 can also be invested, but it's possible to join such an investment without risking too much. So it's addressed to very different kind of investors, and so you can join such business without risking too much. I think this is one of the points that should be what is really interesting also for the future.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just wanted to add, so buying just one token puts me in the position of with the same position with the investors which would have, let's say, 100,000 tokens. So all the rights are equal, and this is important for investments and for risks which we are taking.
It's the fungibility aspect, right? Each token that is issued, that's how we have also structured on STOKR. Each tokens have the similar rights, so they have no difference in that. Andreas, I think before we close it, a last question, which I ask almost every founders, is what excites you about the future of this industry or the future of the conversational AI?
So the future is very bright. The excitement of this project is that actually the sky is the limit. because we have a lot of ideas, and as we go forward, we can implement and make it even better and approaching to perfection.
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much. Just for the listeners, the STO of Advanced Robotics went live on 12th of October. You can go to STOKR.io and can see their page. Please feel free to check their pitch page. They have shared a lot of informations. You're also open to ask any questions in the comment sections. The founding team will answer over there. And all the best also to the team.
Thank you.
Looking forward to having you in future. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Arnab. Thank you.
Thank you.